Hey guys, Hadrigon here, back with yet another Hunter x Hunter character analysis video. And now this video is really quite special because it's about the heart, the charm, and quite frankly the fun of Hunter x Hunter. In a series that Yoshihiro Togashi over 27 years has massively crafted with many introspective and many dichotomies of well-established, extremely well-written, complex and even enigma of characters, there is something that was almost missing. One character that represents the true fun and true joy of a shonen anime, that being Leorio Paradise. Now, Leorio, if he was in another anime, he would most certainly be the MC. When you think about Leorio, he very much resembles a Naruto, a Luffy, or an Ichigo. So he is very much a character that, when you look at it in the standard sense of shonen, he should be the main character of Hunter x Hunter. But yet, whilst he isn't, in a way he still carries that role. You see, Leorio is different from the rest of the main cast. He is the ultimate support character, and I say this in the most complimentary way possible. Leorio's goal is around helping those around him. Sound familiar? Yes, it's just like other shonen MCs, but yet Leorio is done in a way that contrasts the seriousness of the story and the flaws and selfishness of the other characters that truly highlights him above the rest. Leorio is one of the few characters that both Jing and Pariston both acknowledge. The Zodiacs were desperate to recruit Leorio, and there is a big reason why. Actually, there's two reasons. First one is transparency. Leorio is an open book, and he's transparent in a way that makes people want to root for him. He attracts people to himself, and he's very honest and builds strong relationships. The second one is his heart / his charm. He is very charismatic and he has a very big heart. When we think of Leorio, one of the immediate scenes we think about is Leorio punching Jing for Gon. That is where he stands for. He's someone that's willing to put the line in the sand and say, no, this is what I believe in. And he's willing to put himself in harm's way for someone else. Something that all the other characters in the series don't really do to the same extent. That is further amplified by Melody's reckoning of him. Melody said that he had the nicest heartbeat in the entirety of York New City. Now, York New City is an incredibly vast place, and that shows you the volumes of how much Leorio has very much shaped the surface of the series. Leorio is someone that has a very tragic past. It's very much a tragedy that he had this close friend that he couldn't even save. A disease that was curable, and he didn't have the money. All he wants in life and his aspirations is to become a hunter, so he can be a doctor that can give people free healthcare. When someone that wouldn't be able to save someone they cherish and is dear to them can come to him and him say, you know what, it's okay, I'll pay out of my own pocket. And this has been a theme that's been very consistent. In situations where the main cast and other characters aren't thinking about everyone in general, Leorio is always grounded and he's always thinking about how everyone must feel. The first example that comes to my mind is during the election arc where there's all this talk about getting Killua to Gon to save Gon, and Leorio's the only person that actually thinks about everyone in the hospital, which isn't Gon. He's thinking, hold on a second, we can't just abandon all of them for Gon. Yes, I love Gon, perhaps even more than all the other characters, and that just shows how much he has a sense of integrity. He has a moral compass, which he stays and he's really loyal towards. I absolutely love this because Leorio facilitates lots of things in the story. At first, it might not really seem like it. It might almost seem like he's a character that's forgotten about, especially in the animes, right? He doesn't get the screen time he does in the manga, where he is the one that's predominantly winning and, succeeding in the Zodiac family arc, in the training arc, or the fact that in York New he was kicking ass with the arm wrestling. There's a lot that isn't covered with his character in the animes, but beyond that, the thing that is most neglected is that Leorio facilitates a lot of events to happen. When Leorio meets up with Gon and Killua, his first thing is to join their objective, to get them to get Greed Island. Without Leorio, Gon and Killua wouldn't have succeeded in getting Greed Islands. Without that, Greed Island would have happened, and they wouldn't have had the time to go and meet Kite, which means the Chimera Ant arc wouldn't have happened. And you see where I'm going here. Leorio facilitates a lot of things for lots of different characters. He helped bring Kurapika back to his senses. He is the nucleus for both Kurapika and for Gon, and yet it's ironic because someone with the most heart in the series, his own foundational character isn't linked to himself. And most for lots of people, if we look at other series like a Sakura, right, one of these side characters which is actually a main character, the fact that she isn't put in the spotlight actually detracts away from what she is. For Leorio, it actually enhances it. Leorio is someone that enhances and makes every scene he is in richer and more pleasant for us, the audience. He's our sense of nostalgia. In a way, Leorio is our viewpoint into the Hunter x Hunter world. And I think that Togashi does a great job of always bringing Leorio in when we need him the most. Now, for Leorio's development over the series, he's changed quite a lot. As much as he's a nice guy, he used to have quite an ego. He was quite egotistical and full of himself. We see that at the start where he was picking fights with, absolutely everyone from Kurapika, the old lady proctor for the Hunter exam. He was ready to go all the time, but he learned patience and he took things from each of his other friends. From Kurapika, he took the wisdom. From Gon, he took the feeling of always never judging beforehand. And from Killua, he learned to always keep his composure. Now, all of these things means that throughout the series, he's the one that's mentally matured the most out of the entire cast. We see in the election arc that he's not at all the brash, the outspoken man that he was. He's aged, and in a good way. We see that he talks about his struggles, he talks about how he wants to save Gon, and he gives an honest plea to the Hunter Association. One that's very mature in its meaning, right? Leorio as chairman would just save Gon. And there's something very, very good about that. It shows that he is constantly grounded and he isn't trying to push the envelope. He's become very, very tunnel-minded. And I really love how now, on the Black Whale 1, he is even more so dedicated to his cause. We don't see him chirping up or having these outbursts of immature moments like he did in the Hunter exam during the prisoner phase. He's someone that's really grown into becoming the most well-rounded, the nicest guy, and just the most accomplished hunter. Now, what is a hunter? A hunter is someone that's respected by those around them. A hunter is one that's really goes and has these achievements, is someone that searches after things. And Leorio is becoming quite that. He's been on the straight and narrow path, and unlike all his other peers, which have fallen off and done things which are contrary to their goals, Leorio has been the source of consistency. He chose to become a doctor initially over learning Nen, but when he did learn Nen, he was actually a Nen prodigy. His Nen ability is really quite remarkable and very advanced, and it shows that Leorio is someone that's just a hard-working, honest man. He is the person that, in any other series, would have the entire spotlight put on him. And the fact that he isn't, the fact that he's kept as this hidden trump card of Togashi, this reserve to pull out whenever the story feels like it's going through a slight dull, makes it that he is so effective. And not just in the sense that he himself is extremely effective at making us being very, lovable towards him. We feel, strong senses of, admiration towards how much he's an honest, great guy, but he's an anchor towards the other characters in the story. For Kurapika, he's constantly the source that reaches out to Kurapika. He pulled Kurapika in to the Zodiacs, and then that's got Kurapika on the Black Whale 1. And that goes towards my point earlier on that Leorio facilitates a lot of the plot developments in the story. In fact, more so than any other character. I'd say after him is probably Jing. But Leorio is someone that really is just beyond comprehension, right? beyond all this logic, and this is why this video isn't as analytical, because if you were to analytically analyze Leorio, you would sort of do him a disservice in a weird and bizarre manner. Leorio is someone that is just shonen encapsulated. We see in the scene where he comes in the Hunter exam and he's there challenging Hisoka knowing he's got no chance of winning. That is the most shonen thing to do. And it's so amazing that whenever he is placed on scene, we know that there's going to be something that's very stereotypical and very charming in its way. The fact that Leorio doesn't take himself too seriously, we the audience don't. He's there as a sense of humor and a sense of lightheartedness, but in a way that is constantly in the direction of moving the storyline in the characters forwards. Leorio is a plot device, but in the most magnificent way. He is our favorite. He is the people's champ, so to say, and he has done so miraculously that the fact that really he is this contrived plot device, this, almost this this repeated pattern that comes in different series, some Goku, Luffy, it doesn't feel like that here. Just because the world of Hunter x Hunter is so different, he feels very much like a breath of fresh air. The most stereotypical character by all accounts feels the most unique and the most refreshing. And it's something that only Togashi could do. Togashi has kept Leorio at an arm's reach from us, so that each time he's placed on the scene, because it's not too often, it always gives us a reaction. It's like a shot of adrenaline, and I absolutely love it. So this was my Leorio Hunter x Hunter character analysis. If you've got other things you love about Leorio, please be sure to leave it in the comment section down below. And yes, I upload every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, so if you love Hunter x Hunter, please consider subscribing to the channel. This was Hadrigon. I appreciate you all. I wish you all a fantastic day. Peace out.